Before we get started, I'd like to briefly explain my 7 energy point chakra spread. The cards on the left are the unconscious inner self. The card in the center is the heart. And the 3 cards on the right are the conscious foreself. The card on the bottom left is the base of your spine. It's a combination of many things, from past lives to tragic or cherished childhood memories up to the present. We're always culling and bringing new things into our lives and evolving. That's why I'm calling it sourcings and urgings instead of foundation. The second card up is your pelvic or sacrum. And this is awakening or arousing. This is where your spiritual awakening is, and growth of all kinds, and includes your sexual prowess. This can be a cosmic life breath. The cosmos has natural laws that live in harmony, but we don't always live in harmony with them. The top left-hand card is the solar plexus, or what I consider sensing and feeling. This is where you get those gut feelings about something when they're right or wrong. This is also a universal life force, contrary to a cosmic life breath. This is where chaos ensues in our lives. The center card is the heart of the matter, or the situation. We're always asking questions. Why did this happen, and what's going to happen next? The heart of the matter must connect with the unconscious and the conscious, so we can leave our shadow self in the dust. Another Jungian reality here. And maybe have more of an understanding of what's happening in our lives. The card on the bottom right is the throat, or what I consider communicating and teachings. It has to do with how we accept the rules of society and how we live our life. Are you living a conservative, orthodox life, or more of a new wave, do what you want kind of life? The second card up is the third eye, or seeing or envisioning. It's more of bringing things from a linear to a 3-dimensional perspective. The third eye is our pineal gland in the center of our brain that's activated by light. So this can also be considered enlightenment. The card on the top right is the crown, our knowing and understanding. You can have a lot of knowledge, but if you cannot apply this knowledge wisely, it's not wisdom. In the past, I used to pull a hidden Rider-Waite card as I was doing the readings, but for logistic reasons, I'm going to be pulling all of the cards at once, and then putting these clarification cards alongside each of the main cards as I'm telling the story of the reading. The subtitles will direct you through this so you don't lose track of what's going on and where I'm at and what card I'm reading. And then on the left, I'll be putting a past card, and on the right, I'll be putting a future card, and on with the readings. I think you noted that I won't be doing a Messages of the Angel card, and in lieu, I'll be doing a rune reading that's associated to the tarot reading. I like runes. I've had these little runes forever. You'll see a dinky rune underneath the main cards. That's on top of a mini Rider-Waite card so you can see it. I grew up near a very famous rune stone, and I have a connection to the runes. And I plan on doing some more rune readings with my tarot readings, and maybe I'll have to get some bigger runes. Now, while you're listening to my reading, think of a yes or no question for something you desire, because I'm playing a little game with the 8-ball, and we'll see what the answer is at the end of the reading. I know April's been a difficult month, or was. I'm not sure when you're listening to this. May is certainly looking brighter. The planetary aspects are very harmonious. And the commanding energy is air and fire, and air combusts fire. So they're meshing really well, and May has a really easy, breezy feeling to it, and the cards are showing that as well. Now, a lot of people in April were walking around with a lot of emotional baggage, to the point that I thought you needed a claim check just to leave the house. But now here I don't feel that anymore, and there's a few obstacles for you to jump over in May, but it's nothing too bad, really. Let's see what's going on in your reading. I'm going to start from the past. I don't know, this month for some reason the past seems very pivotal for what's going on in the present and what will be happening in the future. Now in the past, you received the Hangman and the Eight of Swords. They're both really restricting cards. The legend goes that the Hanged Man is the Norse god Odin, who hung for 9 days upside down, staring into the well of Urgings for the mystical wisdom of the runes, which means secret magic letters. He relinquished his freedom of the outside world for the stillness to acquire the runes' wisdom through a spiritual journey from death to the rebirth. And in the legend, they say he actually did die and come back to life. And here the lesson is to stop controlling the physical world. Look at things in a different light and relinquish the old ideas, because the new ideas are avidly seeking their place. This is the lesson of allowing things to go with the flow without opposition. This is what the Tao religion believes is woo-wee. It's called non-doing. Here the Hangman did a voluntary sacrifice for a spiritual awakening. And there usually is some type of sacrifice associated to the Hangman. And it's time now to reflect before you make any rash decisions. This is a time to do some soul searching, and personal reflection is very painful. But something threw you into this personal reflection because the clarification card is the Eight of Swords. Something externally or internally ensnared you into a labyrinth because you feel restricted. You've been incapacitated, restrained, trapped, and it feels like you can't escape, but in reality, you can escape at any minute, but you choose not to. It's time to break the chains of personal fears and misgivings that have rendered you helpless and hopeless. And you know you want to change because down on the right from the past cards, for the base of your spine for sourcing and urgings, you see the Chariot and Eight of Wands. The Chariot is about overcoming opposing forces. He's about discipline, strength of willpower, and going into a spiritual awakening. Having some self-control in order to acquire confidence and facing your challenges head on. It's a movement card. It's a card about going forward, finding your higher self. You no longer want to sit on the sidelines and just be a spectator, because the Eight of Wands is the card of sudden change. And it's usually a positive sudden change. You know, when things weren't going right, and you were always looking around thinking, why me? All of a sudden, everything's happening just the way it should, and it feels very comfortable. And now you know you're in a transition and you're changing. And the Eight of Wands can also be about bringing news and messages, so something that's probably going to be a cornerstone in your change and transition. You might have already heard it, or maybe it's coming. But I think you've already heard it because the card's up above for your sacrum and your pelvic for awakening and arousing. You receive the World card and the King of Cups. Now the World card is the completion card. You're at the end of a cycle. Whatever it is that was holding you back with the Hanged Man and the Eight of Swords in the past, it's no longer part of the program. You've gone through the gauntlet of all of the major arcana cards and came to an end point. And you've earned and learned and you've acquired knowledge now so that you're capable of any challenges that are thrown in front of you. And that's where the Chariot comes in too, because it's time to overcome the opposing forces, and you did. now that you have the World card, you have the confidence. And the clarification card is giving you that confidence too, because you got the King of Cups. The presence of any king assists in acquiring your long-term goals. But here this king is taking turbulent waters and making it tranquil. He's balancing out your unconscious with your conscious. He's controlling your emotions. All of a sudden you have a deeper understanding of yourself. You've gotten to the point where you know thyself. And you're starting to treat yourself with respect, and as well other people. You're going to find that there's going to be a dramatic change in how you handle your interpersonal interactions. The King of Cups has taught you to maintain your composure in the midst of a wild sea of difficult situations, for you to find serenity. Now, he might be molten lava on the inside of emotions, but he's stolid and able to handle his emotions on the outside and has self-control. Now, the cards up above for your solar plexus receive the Lovers and the Three of Wands. Here it is now that you can control your emotions. You're able to manifest some deeper emotional bonds and harmonious relationships. And the Lovers card is about making decisions between vice and virtue. And this is where the Chariot comes in, as overcoming opposing forces. You have to make some good decisions. And whatever decisions you made, the clarification card is the Three of Wands. You're being acknowledged for some accomplishments. This is a card also that makes you feel that things are falling into place and making you feel good, just like the Eight of Wands down there for sudden change. This card is about expansion and movement, just like the Chariot is. But there's a few problems and storm clouds over the horizon, because the center cards are the Page of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Page of Swords is a very clever, charming, intelligent, but very immature person. Page brings ideas, and a Knight launches these into action. And once you get some experience, then the Queen brings further understanding, and a King brings you to attaining these long-term goals, as I mentioned for the King of Cups. But here you're back with some immature feeling energy. And the Page of Swords can be a very undercutting card. He's the kind of guy that when he walks into a party, everybody goes, oh no, he's here again. Because he uses words against people. He's a spy master. He listens to what people are saying and then passes it along as gossip. And it can be very hurting gossip. But now the Knight of Pentacles is saying, slow down. The Knight of Pentacles is he just trots along and acquires things as he goes. And he slowly acquires wealth, health, well-being. And down on the bottom right for the throat for communicating and teaching, you receive Temperance and the Two of Wands. Now, Temperance is saying, whoa, put a halt on this Page of Swords thing. Slow down. Use the Knight of Pentacles idea of just acquiring things slowly and being very mellow. And the Two of Wands is making plans. You've made some plans. And up there on the top for the solar plexus, you found the Three of Wands. But it's kind of telling you to rethink some of these plans and kind of get this Page of Swords energy out of the picture. And up above for your third eye for seeing and envisioning, you receive the Four of Cups and the Four of Wands. 2 4 cards. The Four of Cups is a contemplative card like the Hanged Man is. All of a sudden you're saying, well, wait a minute now. The Knight of Pentacles says maybe I should slow down a little bit. And I got the Temperance card that's saying, yeah, I should temper my behavior, my decisions. And I got the card about planning again instead of going forward. So maybe I should rethink some things. And now you have the clarification card of the Four of Wands, and you've got the 2, 3, and 4. But the Four of Wands is saying, yeah, this is another celebration card. Is saying, yeah, you've made some success. This is like a rites of passage card for some type of accomplishment, graduation, anniversaries, weddings. And maybe you are being honored for your accomplishments. Now up above for the crown for knowing and understanding, you receive the King of Pentacles. Here's another king, a person that's going to assist you in acquiring your long-term goals, and he's offering a pentacle. This is earth, health, wealth. But here I think it's more health and well-being, because the clarification card is the Ten of Cups, the card with the rainbow of cups, so you can glimpse a little bit of heaven over the rainbow. It's a card about happiness and contentment, and typically happiness in your family and home. And here you receive the Lover's card over the solar plexus for deepening your emotional bonds and having more harmonious relationships. How wonderful. Now we've discussed the past and some of the restraints involved in it. Let's skip over to the future. You receive the King of Cups again and the Ace of Swords. So now you receive the King of Cups in your spiritual awareness. And it's telling you that you had a spiritual awakening. Whatever happened with the lack of emotional control with the Page of Swords is now history. In the future, you're going to be commanding your emotions and the relationships with other people. Now the Ace of Swords is indicating that it's been a long and hard journey to get where you're at for a new beginning. Because the King of Cups over on your unconscious side was conjoined with the World card. And here in your future now, the King of Cups is conjoined with the Ace of Swords, a new sword reality beginning. And it's really up to you to be able to moderate these right emotions and using temperance so you can make the right decisions for your future. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.